I think something we've seen in Super Rugby was like a lot of chopping and changing, and it didn't help the comp. And Sevens is probably going through a little bit of that now. Do you hope that this new iteration is the one that can be bedded down and just a bit of stability in that format?
Definitely. I think, yes, the key word there is stability. We've had, 16 men's teams go to 12 and now go to 8. We've had different amount of tournaments each year, start at 10, next year 11, then 8, then 7. So there's been no stability for the players, but also for the viewers, which makes it really hard to follow. So World Rugby's committed to this new top 8 model with Sevens 1, 2 and 3 for the next 3 years. So they're finalising on the host cities, some new host cities to bring the Rugby Sevens game back to rugby markets. So it's not all just about growing the game in small markets, try and sell out the event, sell out some big stadiums, or for the matter of fact, the right size stadiums, so 20 to 30,000 stadiums. And to do that consistently will bring performances. Will get people watching the game again, and I think that'll be great for Sevens in Australia, but also global.
Hutch, you talk about consistency and stability. You've been in that program for 10 plus years almost now, and had some time in Super 15s as well. Great career. But so the Indian Premier League comes in, right? You talk about consistency, and as a player, you get excited about opportunity and this concept of innovation. Can you see these two complementing each other? It's about growth of game. We know that Sevens is a growth model, but it also is an elite performance Olympic sport. So sometimes those two don't go together. You don't want to be a travelling roadshow, but you want a complementary product. What's your experience over there now, and how do you think the delivery of World Sevens Series is going to complement India and vice versa?
Yeah, definitely. I think Sevens has always been pushed and pulled on, are we elite? Are we trying to win a gold medal? And yes, but also we're trying to get the best talent in Australia to develop them and then send them on to Wallaby Honours as well. So it's getting that balance right. I think this RPL offers a great opportunity for this to allow players to stay in the Rugby Sevens system. So many times players leave the program to go to a new team or a different league, and that hinders the talent that we have in the Australian team. This RPL, if worked together with World Rugby, should complement each other. It's another great avenue for, Sevens, esteemed Sevens players to play somewhere else, to play with other players, to have a new experience, but also to get another form of payment, to increase some revenue streams, which allows them to say, hey, look, I can really have a career playing Sevens, give my best to making sure that we are competing for a gold medal when it comes, but also to help develop the best new talent coming out of Australia. And I can go to India, or if it changes, if it goes to Sri Lanka in a couple of years, once or twice a year to really boost my income, and I can have a really successful career.
Yeah, no doubt World Rugby's, as you say, keeping a close eye on it. They're invested in. I know Rugby Australia are also very interested to see how it goes as well, this franchise model. But you've been over there for a couple of weeks now, Hutch, training hard and even doing some coaching clinics, mate. Like, what's the rugby ecosystem is a word we love on this show. What's it like in India, and what's the experience been like? When do you play against your Aussie teammate and Maurice Longbottom and those sort of things?
We actually have a scratch match against Moz's team this afternoon, so It'll be our first kind of feeling out. So he should expect some flying elbows into his head. Well, actually, I'll probably miss him if I fly off my elbow. Maybe some flying knees. Look, there's definitely appetite here. There's 25 million people here in Mumbai. We're owned by Dream Sports, and they're on a massive online platform for fantasy cricket in India, Dream 11, and they have 268 million users. Wow. And their idea is to create a RPL fantasy platform in India. So there's so much potential. obviously a lot of the Indians don't know what rugby is. Rugby is usually played in places from humble beginnings. So to get it out on the mainstream media, that on TV for 14 days straight in the city of Mumbai, where they believe that's where the city is, where dreams come alive, is crucial. You know, if we can just get a drop in the ocean of that population to buy in on rugby, you know, who knows where this could go.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. Comp runs from the 15th to the 29th of June, and we'll be keeping an eye on when you and James Turner, Aussie and Mumbai teammate, do in earnest come head-to-head with Moz. Great to chat to you, Hutch. All the best over there.
Awesome. Thanks for having me on, guys.